Okay, picture this. You're just chilling on the couch, right? Your partner's in the other room and their phone lights up on the coffee table. A message notification pops up and you feel it, that little itch, that little jolt of, I wonder. It's a completely normal feeling, that magnetic pull to just know what's going on in that little digital world. But what if I told you that fighting that urge has way less to do with trusting them and everything to do with protecting your own brain power? And this is the big reframe we're talking about today. See, the common view is that checking their phone is a way to find the truth. But the smart way to decode this impulse is to see it for what it really is, a trap that completely hijacks your own brain. So today, we're going to break down why the absolute smartest thing you can do for your own mind is to just leave that phone alone. So here's the game plan for this explainer. We'll start with that smart reframe, then we'll dive into protecting your mental bandwidth. After that, we'll talk about choosing internal validation, maintaining cognitive independence, and finally, how to reset your emotional baseline when that anxiety kicks in. Trust me, these aren't just tips, they're incredibly powerful psychological habits. So let's get right into it. Section 1, the smart reframe. At its heart, this is all about shifting your perspective. You know, we're taught to think that getting more information is always a good thing, but this idea completely challenges that. It's about understanding that the choice not to look isn't just about the relationship, it's a personal power move. And this is the key to unlocking a smarter, clearer, and deeper version of yourself. All right, on to our second section, protecting your mental bandwidth. So what are we actually losing when we give into that urge? I absolutely love this analogy. Think of your brain as this high-performance engine. It's built for incredible things, but it's definitely not designed to run on junk fuel. And this gets to the very core of it, mental bandwidth. You can think of it like your phone's battery. It's a finite resource. It's that precious cognitive energy you need for your best work, for your most creative ideas, for solving complex problems. Every time you fill your mind with stuff that doesn't matter, you're just draining that battery, leaving less power for what's actually important. It's so valuable, and it really needs to be protected. And this right here, these are the hijackers. When you go looking through that phone, you're literally flooding that high-performance engine with all this garbage. Chaotic social noise, petty drama, stress from things you were never meant to see. It's not just a distraction. It actively throws your own important thoughts right off the tracks. Okay, let's move on to section 3, and you'll see how this all starts to connect. We're talking about choosing internal validation. And this gets to the very core of where our confidence and our peace really come from. So many of us get caught in this trap, the constant search for external validation. It's that nagging feeling that you need something outside of yourself, in this case, a phone screen, to tell you that you're okay, that you're secure. But honestly, that is an incredibly fragile way to live your life. The alternative, on the other hand, is so much more powerful. Internal validation is about building that security inside yourself. It's knowing deep down that your peace of mind is your own job, and it can't be given to you or taken away by a text message. And this leads to a really fascinating psychological trait called low social dependency. It's this rare kind of self-sufficiency where your sense of self, your identity, just isn't tied up in what other people are doing or saying. And the best side effect? By not getting lost in their noise, you actually develop a much sharper, more reliable intuition about your own life. All right, on to section 4, maintaining cognitive independence. Look, in a world that is constantly pushing us to watch each other, having the mental space to actually think for yourself is a genuine superpower. And the tool for this is something called metacognition. It sounds a little technical, I know, but all it really means is the ability to think about your own thinking. To take a step back and just observe your own thought patterns. Am I reacting out of fear right now, or am I acting based on my own goals? Choosing privacy is a direct way to build this mental muscle. And this is where you get a massive psychological edge. A mind that's tangled up in suspicion, fueled by some text you probably misinterpreted. It's just not working at full capacity. But when you keep your cognitive independence, you stay objective, you get to make clear-headed decisions about your life from a place of strength, not just emotional reaction. Which brings us to our final section, and this one is super practical. It's about resetting your emotional baseline. So what do you actually do when that anxious urge to check the phone hits you? Well, here is a powerful alternative. It's called the 10-minute reset, and it's so simple. First, just acknowledge the feeling. Don't judge it. Second, physically step away from the phone. Third, go for a short, solo walk. In Japan, they call this Shinrin Yoku, or forest bathing. What this actually does is activate your parasympathetic nervous system. That's your body's built-in rest and recovery mode. And the most incredible part? It only takes 10 minutes. In that tiny amount of time, you are actively lowering your stress hormones, like cortisol, instead of sending them through the roof by snooping. You trade a moment of anxious searching for genuine, unstoppable mental clarity. I mean, what a fantastic deal that is. And that really brings us to the main takeaway of this whole explainer. If you've ever felt that pull to have these kinds of boundaries, you're not weird, you're not avoidant, you are simply wired for deeper, more independent thinking. It is literally a sign of a high-functioning mind. Understanding these kinds of patterns is how you turn your own personality into real power. If this helped you decode something about yourself, make sure you subscribe. We're all about looking deeper to find the psychological tools that help you thrive. Stay curious.